Another aspect of developing your company's culture, beyond speaking to vision, where you're going, and values, how it's going to look to get there in terms of practice. How's it going to look in practice for you to get to where you're going? What are the things you're going to do, your team is going to do as a company to get to those points of vision that you're holding out for yourself and your team? Another way that we can speak to that is, how is it going to feel? What is the atmosphere of the company going to be like? What is it going to feel like to be on the team that you're developing or that you're in charge of in your company? And so you can actually state this. You can state this to your team. You can state this right alongside your vision and your values. And we at a certain point in our history here at TaxProMarketer, we actually split these out from how we talked about values. We recognized that there are some things we were calling values that were more about how we wanted things to feel, what we kind of wanted things to be like culturally on the team, that we could actually explicitly state. You might differentiate values from culture. Again, values is what it looks like. What are the practical things, the behaviors that you're expecting people to do? And again, culture is the atmosphere. It's how it feels, and so you can actually state, this is how we want it to feel. And you're not going to make it automatically feel like that by saying that. For us, it was more, it's a little bit of back and forth in how we identified our things that we call, our points that we call culture. A little bit of back and forth of, this is what we actually experience on our team. And also some aspirational of, like, this is what we want to be like as a team. It's usually a little bit of both. And all these points of culture for us that we state, it's a little bit of like, this is how it kind of already is. And also, this is what we want to lean into even more. This is what we want to develop and what we're going for. So if you're early on in developing your team and your culture, you may need to just call out what you would like it to feel like, what you want to show up to in the office every day, what you want it to feel like when you're interacting with your team, what do you want it to feel like when your clients are interacting with you and your team. If you've been around for a little while and you've had a team for a long time, maybe you have a large team, you can probably identify some of those cultural points that already exist that you're proud of, that you're happy about, that you want to continue to exist and you want to build upon. So culture is some of those things that are more felt and perceived, but you can actually explicitly state those. So just to give you a couple examples of what this might look like, here at TaxProMarketer, some of our culture points, we actually have 6 of them. We have 6 values and 6 culture points that we directly speak to. And some examples are, we say we lean into encouragement, recognition, and trust. And that's fairly self-explanatory. Those are just things that are important to us in the way that we interact with one another. And one of our other points is, we are unthreatened by competition. We're unthreatened by competition. And so we embrace other folks in the marketplace, in the industry, that are doing things similar to what we're doing. We're not threatened by that. We embrace them. We look at ways we can work together with other folks that maybe are doing some similar things that we are. There's room for everybody. A rising tide raises all ships. And so this is something that doesn't bother us. We welcome it. We make friends with those who we could view as enemies. For us, we choose to handle it in that way. And so that's a part of our culture. We're unthreatened by competition. We don't sit around and grumble at folks that do things similar to us. We look at them as potential friends and partners. And that affects the way things feel around here at TaxProMarketer. Another one of our big points is joy. When we write this out, we put it in all caps, joy. And that's very simple. And usually we try to be more specific than that. That may sound a little vague, but we've just found that that's an important part of our culture here at TaxProMarketer. Is there's a joyful spirit. There's a joyful culture, and we want that to continue to be the case. We want to lean into that and sow into that and have that be a stated thing that we want to have be a part of our culture here at TaxProMarketer. So for you and your practice, look at what are the things that you want to feel related to your company. What do you want your clients to feel when they interact with you? What do you want your team to feel when they show up to work every day? State those things, name them, encourage them, sow into them, and watch your culture develop as you do so.